We're on the line with Sully Erna, lead vocalist for Godsmack, playing acoustic this Saturday night at Sugarloaf Performing Arts Center. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Now, I was a little bit curious. Is it just going to be you solo and a guitar, or do you have other musicians with you on tour?
It's a part of the Avalon band that I did on the last one I did when I toured with Avalon, the album Avalon. So it's not the full 8-piece ensemble that I used, but it's certain components from that band, and it's pretty big. It's pretty full sound. It's fun. It's been a good time so far.
Nice. Everyone's excited. Avalon came out back in 2010. Can we expect any more solo work in the future?
Yeah. We're working on some new stuff now. We may even pull out 1 or 2 new songs. It's a little bit sketchy nowadays because people like to videotape stuff and put it on the internet a little bit prematurely. And I don't want a lesser version of certain songs going out too soon. So I have to be careful about how I represent the song and then whether or not it's ready to be heard in that fashion. But we may pull a new one out from time to time. But it's a mixture. I mean, we're doing some stuff from the Avalon record. I'm doing some acoustic Godsmack songs. I'm doing some some fun covers for people to have a good time with and things like that. So a little bit of storytelling. It's a bit of a hybrid of everything.
Nice. That's great. You just answered my next question. Literally, I got that written down right there. What can we expect from the show? Stuff from the whole catalog. So that's great.
Yeah. So it's a little bit of everything. It's nice.
Nice, man. I read somewhere, is it true you began playing drums at the age of 3?
It is very true. 3.5 is when I started taking actual lessons.
Nice.
And I just kind of never quit from there. My mom thought it was going to be a fad I went through, and she was just, nobody would take me because I was so young. They were just thinking like, this is crazy. But yeah, no, it's true. My dad's a musician. He's been a trumpet player his whole life, and my great uncle actually was a famous composer in Sicily. So music just kind of run in my bloodline.
Nice. And how did you figure out you ended up going to be a singer? I mean, you transitioned obviously at some point. How'd you figure that out?
Well, I didn't plan on that. Was actually it was an experiment that just kind of turned into what it was because, as I spent my whole life playing drums and, ever since I think my first band I put together, I was 11 years old. And as I got into my teens, I started to get more serious about it and playing out and doing that kind of thing. And so all the way up until I was about 25, 26 years old, I had been in just dozens of different bands and even signed a deal with Warner Reprise Records with a punk metal band called Strip Mind. And then once that band kind of self-destructed, I was kind of losing sight of my dream, because that was just the moment that I thought, well, I got my record deal, and then it fell apart. And, sometimes you don't really get that opportunity twice in a lifetime. So I quit music at that point. And I just cut my hair and went to work for an attorney and doing collections. And
Wow.
It was like a very straight, narrow path for me. But, about a year into it, I started to get the bug again. And I was just like, I can't stop playing. That's like the only thing I know how to do really well. And so when I put a band together, I decided that, instead of following other people's direction and just being the drummer in the background, I'm going to kind of do this, my way and put a band together. And at that point, some friends of mine had showed me some guitar chords, and I was playing piano, and I just started to write my own stuff. And then I contacted Robbie Merrill, my bass player, who was a mutual friend of my sister's, and us two got together and then pulled in a couple other guys, and it was really supposed to be just like a studio project, an experiment. And then people started hearing the demo and were really digging it, and so we kept going from there. And I was terrible, man. I was really horrible. I was a horrible singer. I'm not even kidding. When I first did my vocal track for the very first few songs that we did, I did all the drum tracks, all the guys did the guitar, all the music was done. And then I stepped into the vocal booth, and I started singing the first few notes, and I literally watched my bass player walk right out of the studio. Wow. I'm like, hang on, dude. 2 minutes, I'll get this, So, but that's kind of how it evolved in a nutshell. And and then from there, I realized that like I had a lot of work to do if I was going to step out and be in front. And I just started watching, frontmen that I thought were great frontmen, James Hetfield, Steven Tyler, people like that. I took a little bit of this and a little bit of that and kind of made it into my own thing eventually. But it was definitely a process.
Well, that sounds like you really put some work in. What's next for Godsmack? Are we going to see any more tour dates in support of the new album, 1,000 Horsepower?
Oh yeah, for sure. 2015 is packed with tours. We're going to be doing one we're doing Australia in February. Then we come back, and I'm going to do a few more solo dates in March, and then I think we have April, May with Godsmack. June, July-ish is in Europe, and then I think we're going to do another fall run in the States for like the September, October area.
Oh, that's awesome. Now, can we expect to see you back in the World Series of Poker anytime soon? And if so, do you have any advice for anyone thinking of getting into it?
Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it unless you can really afford it, or unless you can satellite into it very cheaply, because it's a big field of people. There is people that spend their life as professionals, just that are unbelievable poker players, and $10,000 is a lot of money for an entrance fee. So, have fun with it if you can get in. But I would try to recommend to play some of the satellite games and maybe win a seat into it versus buying a seat into it. And I don't know if I'm gonna, it depends on if I'm available next year. I'd like to play it again.
Yeah.
But I'm just so busy between the music stuff and doing some TV and film things that I haven't had a whole lot of time to play.
Yeah, I saw that you're going to be in this upcoming Martin Scorsese movie, Bleed for This. Any more movie roles coming up?
Yeah, I actually just shot a pilot with David LaBrava, who plays Happy on Sons of Anarchy, and there was a pretty good cast of the Sons of Anarchy people in this new TV show that they're putting out there, and I can't release the name of the show yet. But if it goes as well as we think it's going to, it might be the show that replaces Sons of Anarchy eventually,
Nice.
or they're hoping for it to be, because it's a really gritty street drama, about David's life growing up and being a junkie on the streets and that kind of thing, and a lot of action, a lot of suspense and drama and things like that. So we just finished that, and we're just waiting to see if and when it gets picked up. And then I have a couple other movies that I'll be doing in 2015 for some other people. So I'm trying to just stay busy.
Yeah, man. It sounds like you got your next year entirely planned out already. That's pretty cool.
Well, it's the first time I've been single for a while too. So like I'm just diving into work and spending any extra time I have with my daughter. That's the two most important things right now. So. I'm not juggling, a girlfriend and everything else right now, so it kind of cleared up a lot of space for me.
Right on, man. Well, I know everyone's excited for the big show this Saturday night at Sugarloaf Performing Arts Center. I think there's a few tickets left, but not very many, so I'd recommend for people to get on it, not be slackers.
Yeah, come on down, man. It's a fun night. The guys in the band are great, really funny. It's a really kind of cool vibe, man. It's very loose, it's a very intimate kind of hang with the audience and just jam some songs and shoot just talk about life, and it's just a mixture of a lot of different things. So it's fun, man. It's definitely kind of a show too that you can take your parents to, or your aunts and uncles or whatever. It's just sit down and have a glass of wine and and hang out with the band for a couple hours.
Nice. So, Sully, really appreciate you calling in today, and we'll see you this Saturday night at Sugarloaf.
You got it, man. We'll be there.